Today, I'm going to show you a brand new Google AI agent that I've built, which can essentially create avatar images like you can see right here. So this is my avatar picture of me with OpenAI's Crispy Crisp. So I actually created a video of it as well. I'll show you how to automate that in a second as well. I'm giving the full workflow away for free, so you get the templates as well today. If we play this avatar video, for example, and you can see what it looks like.
I can't believe I found these OpenAI Crispy Crisps. They're my absolute favorite.
Play that back in 1x speed.
I can't believe I found these OpenAI Crispy Crisps.
They look delicious, by the way, don't they, those crisps?
They're my absolute favorite. I can't believe.
Now, if you want to automate this, basically you see how I've done it. So essentially what we're doing here is we have this NA10 automation where eventually on the outputs here, we get the avatar image that looks like this using OpenAI's Crispy Crisp. So you can change this to whatever, automation or ads you're trying to create, but basically it's going to take a form and then plug it through this workflow. I'll show you how that works in a second. And then additionally, what you can actually do is take the image output from here. So this is an image generator using Google's new Nano Banana. And then from here, we can get an output like this video here using this workflow to automate the video as well. And so we've got an AI image generator. And then we have another agent that takes that image generated by Nano Banana and plugs it through a new workflow where we can automatically create a video ad as well. And again, if you want to get all of this stuff for free, you can get it inside the AI Money Lab link in the comments description. Go to the classroom, then go down to free NA10 automation templates, and boom shakalaka. I've given you both resources today so you can import workflows into NA10 if you want to get access, right? So let me show you how this works. Essentially, what we've got here is an on-form submission, and that's going to turn whatever products you come up with into an ad, right? Now, can do this in two ways. When you're running this, let me show you an example of what we did previously on the executions here. So if you want to see previous examples of what we built, let's take a look at this one. All right. So when we uploaded this, for example, this was actually a thumbnail. You can see here. So this is a picture of me where I've uploaded the image into the workflow, and then on the outputs here, we've generated this avatar video of me advertising kind of like a UGC ad of OpenAI's Crispy Crisps. And essentially what I did here is I went onto form submissions, execute workflow over here. That's going to pop up a form, and then we're going to plug in the image that we want to use. So let me just take here, see what we got. All right, so let's say, for example, we had an image like this one here. Well, we could upload that into our NA10 workflow and then use that to generate the avatar image or video. Now, the other way that you can do it is you can go onto like Gemini, or you can take the product image that you already have and then plug it through this workflow too. So, for example, if we switch to images over here, and let's say, for example, we wanted to come up with a male model that we could use inside. So we could say, right, okay, male model for an advert, something like that, or female, whatever, and then you can go from here. Professor Daly says, for important steps, can you state it again? Yeah, let me know which steps you need me to show you. But essentially, in this process that we're using right here, so we've got the male model generated using Nano Banana. We're on step one, so you haven't missed anything. We're running through this from literally from the start, right? And then if we go back to our form, let's pull this up. So this is the UGC ad generator. We're going to take that image that we just downloaded. And then here you would just tell it what you want, right? So for example, let's say it was a man advertising skincare products, something like that, right? So you can just type in skincare products here. And then you can see that's now generating with Google Drive. So that's going to upload to Google Drive. It's going to analyze the image, right? So it's actually going to use ChatGPT 4.0 to analyze the image. And basically that's going to return the character name and everything like that. From here, we've got an image prompt generator. Then we're going to send that over to OpenRouter to generate the image, right? So that's actually running it through OpenRouter to generate the image with Nano Banana. And whilst we're waiting for that, Professor Daly says, thank you so much. What's a big picture of what we're doing here? Also, last name rhymes. Really perfect. Thanks so much. Yeah, so the big picture here is you can automate ads in one click using avatars and Google, right? And so if you want to automate image ads, you can. If you want to automate banners for social media, You could, right? If you want to automate creatives for any social media platform, you can now. And if you want to automate video ads or any type of video, then you can do that using this process. And that's the big picture, essentially. So it's going to save you time. It's going to save you money hiring models, photographers, and that sort of thing. And then also, it's going to create something that's basically production level quality without having to go into a studio. So if we go over here, let's see what this, you never know what's going to come out here, but let's have a look and see what we got. So now we have the image of the guy on the output. And if we go back here on form submission, what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to change this now. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to rerun this and I'm going to say image description. And then we'll run through the steps in a minute. But I basically just want to show you how this works. All right. So whilst that's running, let me show you how this works step by step. So essentially here, we've got the number one, which is a trigger for workflow, right? To set this up, you just need to set up a form submission trigger. Now you can see we've got the authentication as none, UGC add generator, form description, generate UGC add from image description, and then image description is text element type, right? And so we're using that to generate the upload our file. And then from there, that's actually going to upload to Google Drive. So that's the next step in the process. Now I've used my Google Drive credentials to log in here. We're using file, upload as the operation, image, and that's going to go over to my drive and image. All right. So it's going to take the image that we've uploaded here, and then we can upload that and then send this over here. All right. So once you've uploaded the image and send it to Google Drive, then it's going to analyze the image over here. All right. So in the analyze the image section, we can now use that to start generating our outputs. Okay. Now, in the meantime, before we go into that, let me show you this as well. So here's the other way you can use this. So if we execute this step, we can also describe like what we want to do using another image. So let's analyze the image now. Basically, that's going to analyze the image and just basically tell us like what's in this image, analyze the given image, determine if it primarily runs, etc. And then from here, we've got the image prompt generator, right? So inside that image prompt generator, it's going to say your task create an image guided by your system guidelines. And then it's going to take that image that we created earlier and just basically describe it, all right? Now, if you're wondering, okay, what are the system instructions here? So for the system message, we've got the role, AI prompt builder, purpose, given an image, URL, or product info, write one short natural description for an AI image video generator to use in this app. If it's vague, place a product with a person in a fitting everyday setting. Style not given, use casual realism, blah, blah, blah. And then you got all the information here, right? Basically, what we're trying to do here is create something where we actually vary the gender and everything else and the age each time. And then we use this to generate ads for our product. So from here, that's going to create an image prompt. So for example, is create the prompt of young man, black skin, dark brown hair, wearing a black. And that's going to send over here. And this is using a structured output parser, right? So you can see it's actually taking the image prompt from the output and structuring that so that we can send it to our next part of the workflow, which is over here. So if we have a look at these previous executions that we ran, for example, like this one, let me show you what we uploaded originally. So we uploaded this image right here. And for the form description, you can see the details over here, plugged it in. That uploaded the file to Google Drive, like you can see. Then we analyze the image, and there we go. All right. Some people are asking, like, is this an MCP? It's not an MCP. It's just creating images based on other images, right? So that's basically how the agent works. Is it takes that image original and then plugs it through this workload to create something better. So we can see an example here. We're running it through OpenAI. Once we've done that, it's going to generate the image prompt. So you see here, it says a joyful young man with short, dark brown hair, wearing a bright red t-shirt, blah, blah, blah. And it uses that to create the image. And then it's going to send it over to OpenRouter to create the image, right? So we're using chat completions, our OpenRouter account, send in headers using the fields below. So content type and application JSON. And then inside the JSON, you can see what we're using here to generate the image, right? Now we're using Google AI Studio and the latest version of Google, which is Nano Banana. Nano Banana literally just came out, so it's a brand new update, but it does help a lot with generating better quality images. And then from here, we can just edit the fields, right? So inside this edit field section, this basically takes the data, the base, etc., and runs that through the workflow. Now, once that's done, if there's an error, it's going to send it over here. And if it's worked, so you can see true or false, right? If it's false, then it sends it through the form and then loop background to upload to Google Drive. If it actually works, then it'll convert it to a file, right? So it's taking the string and then turning it into a file. So that's basically how it works step by step throughout the whole process. Pretty simple and easy. But if you don't want to set this up yourself, then just get the JSON file from me, right? And so you can see here, we have a form submission. That's step number 1. We upload the file to Google Drive. Number 2, step number 3, we analyze the image, create a prompt from that image, send it over to Nano Banana, generate the image and convert it to a file. That's basically how it works step by step. This is another example of an image we generated as well using this process. You can see here, essentially, we've got an alien eating crisps, like you can see. That uploads it to Google Drive. We generate prompt, blah, blah, blah. Pretty simple. And then you can just change the prompt to generate whatever sort of character you want as well. So that's it for step number 1. That is the AI ads generator when it comes to images. And then from here, what you can actually do is run this through this workflow, like you can see, to generate any sort of videos that you want. So we'll come on to that in a second. And essentially what we've got over here is the next part of the workflow. So this is for generating videos, right? So for example, here, this video was generated using the same process, and it's really simple and easy to do. So let me show you how this works step by step. So essentially here, if you want to create a video like this, what you can do is you can take the image that you want to create a video about and run this workflow, right? And what this is going to do is if we click on execute workflow here, it's another trigger. So we just upload the brand asset and the campaign brief of whatever we want to show. So let's say, for example, we have an alien, right? So we're going to upload that alien. And then inside here, we're going to say, okay, alien talking about his life on a spaceship. All right. We're going to hit submit like so. You can change the mood as well if you want to. And what this is going to do is, again, it's going to upload the file to Google Drive. Then it's going to use our brand strategy agent to come up with some ideas and a creative director as well to help with that script and the generation. Once that's done, we're then going to have a production specialist who actually comes up with the script and everything else, which I'll show you in a second. And then this is going to send it over to FAL. Now, FAL, if you've never been on there before, basically it's a website where you can generate videos automatically using the APIs, right? So you have all these different APIs directly in the explore section. Like you can see, you can use 11 Labs. Basically, it's kind of like Open Router for media, which means that it can generate media pretty quickly and easily using this process over here. And so if we look through the list here, you can see all these different media that you can use. But the one that you want to use if you're using image to video is you want to use Layer 3. And then just make sure that you select image to video. Now, the best is actually fast image to video because it'll be cheaper and faster for you, right? Now, once that's done, it's then going to wait before it actually generates a video, right? Because it's going to take a couple of minutes for the AI to generate the video. They are free, which means that we have to wait a couple of minutes before we can download the brand video, if that makes sense, right? So you can see here how it's been running for 2 minutes because we're waiting for this to finish running, right? And so this is set up to wait for 2 minutes, and you can see we're on 1 minute 30 here, right? So it's not going to run the rest of the workflow until this waiting bit has finished. So basically you can send an image over here, create an ad automatically, wait for Layer 3 to generate, go off and do some work or whatever, come back in a couple of minutes and make a tea, it will download the brand video and actually archive it and upload it to Google Drive once that's done. So you can see that's now generated like so. And if we go to download brand video, we have the output here. Another day, and this is the alien that we've generated here. Right. So let's play this.
Another day, another. Earthlings and their selfies. Quite the odd ritual, don't you think? Still, there's a certain charm to their quirks.
So that alien was generated from this work, and we literally just uploaded the image, and then it created a full video, then generated the step by step. The bit that didn't work here is the file data, but I wouldn't even worry about it. Like if you, what you can actually do is if you want to take this like so, just grab that, this here, and then let's see if that works. So for the Google Drive bit, you actually don't, guys. But yeah, you can see how this works step by step. Now, some people are asking, okay, like, why use Google Drive? Why ChatGPT or 4.0, etc.? N810 workflows are as, I'm not going to be SEO to tell you should use Google Drive or you should use Box or anything like that. Whatever applications you, right? So my goal with these workflows is to give you something that you can just basically steal from me. And then if you want to adapt that, change it to whatever apps you prefer, then feel free. Like that's exactly how it works step by step. So if you want to know, okay, how do you build this? We have the trigger here of brand asset input. To do that, all you do is you would just add a new module inside here, and you would add a trigger, right? So you add node, form, form, click on triggers, new N810 form event, and that's how you add this module. And again, you can see the settings inside here. So you can see authentication, form title, and that's Professor Daly says, "Yeah, truly a business leader. Appreciate you." And then you got the form title as well here. So you can change the name of the form if you want to. Takes the brand assets, etc. You can change it, etc. So let's try another one now, just while I'm explaining it, just to make it more fun. And so, for example, here, this kind of looks like a watch advert, to be honest. So I'm going to take this over here, click on execute workflow, and I take image that we just generated, Nano Banana. Again, you can automatically create these using the process I just showed before. Then from here, inside the campaign brief, we can say, okay, man, advertising brand, what called Watch Legends, or you like action movie character, something like that. It's just, and then you can add inside the mood here as well, like adrenaline, action. Then we're going to hit submit like so. The main thing to show you here is that when you're running this, you can be very, very flexible in terms of the outputs you want, right? So this works for pretty much any brand, product, any different situation that you want to generate a video for. You can create multiple videos and stitch them together as well. And because you're inserting an image here, you're going to have character consistency each time you run the work. Because if you loop it again or if you generate multiple outputs with the same video, then you've got character consistency. Why? Because you're starting off with the same character. Right? So whilst that's waiting to load here, if we go back to brand asset input, details, and then store brand asset. So taking that image, we're going to store it on Google Drive, file, upload brand asset, and take the file name, etc. And then my drive on A10, which is where I'm storing, right? But you can store it anywhere you want. Now, the other thing I want to note here as well is like if you need help with this sort of stuff, then join the AI Profit Boardroom. Inside the AI Profit Boardroom, we actually do weekly coaching masterclasses on N810. We have a full course on how to use N810 in the N810 templates and workflow section here. And then also inside the community, you can ask for any help and support. You can also DM me, direct message me anytime you need help as well. So it's the best place to get there. Professor Daly says, I'm in, just joined, appreciate you joining. If you're wondering, okay, where do you start once you joined? Start right here on the Start Here post. Introduce yourself. If you're starting from scratch, you can start with the 6-week masterclass. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, we actually have our overwhelm protocol here so that you can save time and stay 100% focused. This document right here shows you exactly how to avoid feeling overwhelmed. So feel free to join that. We have 5 weekly coaching calls. So you can jump on coaching calls, asking questions you have, get help and support whenever. So and then from here, you can see this brand strategy agent. So we're taking all the inputs from Google Drive, and then we're using this to create the visual elements, the personality, even the storytelling, campaign, and opportunity from this as well. Right? And so with this process here, what we've designed is a workflow where we can take that image, get the AI to analyze it based on our brief, and then step by step just create every single part. Now from here, what we can also do is we've got the creative director and we have the specialist. So let me show you step by step how that works. So when it comes to this process here, we have the creative director. And basically with this, we're analyzing the brand, visual elements, personality, etc., and using that to generate like a UGC style, right? So UGC is usually very authentic. It works really well with AI as well because it's very convincing, and that creates a great ad. And then we've got the AI specialist over here. With the AI production specialist, what we're essentially doing is using this whole process here to just create something interesting, and then we're going to generate brand, using FAL is that API that we use, generate videos using Bayo 3, and it's the best way I've seen to generate videos step by step. Now, if you want to see more examples of how I've generated this as well, you can see some examples here. So, for example, this was a stormtrooper playing the banjo. So you don't have to create an ad. You can create like some just cool viral videos using this process. You can see the examples of the avatar generation here as well. We even have an example of me holding this book and then talking about the book and that sort of thing. So let's play that.
About a book that has genuinely changed the way. Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about a book that has genuinely changed the way I approach building connections online.
And so that sends it up to FAL. We wait 2 minutes, we download the brand video, and then we upload it to Google Drive like this. So really powerful workflow. Professor Daly says, user generate content. Can you elaborate, please? Yeah, so with user generated content, what this means is it's kind of like a vlog style, right? So you've got different ways of creating content. And one of the best ways I think when it comes to like a sort of usability perspective is generating like user generated stuff, which means like it kind of feels like a vlog, if that makes sense. I want to show you some more examples here. So let me find an example here.
I used to struggle with my.
All right. So here's an example of UGC versus non-UGC. All right. And this is kind of all included inside the same workflow. So for example, here, this is kind of like UGC, right? So he's pulling up the phone, he's creating the content himself. He's talking directly to the camera and it feels like a blog, right? So that's what UGC is when it comes to that stuff. And then if we play this, you can see an example.
Are you
right? And then this is more like kind of a movie style or advert style, right? Where you've got a guy laughing, he's with his friends, the camera is very professional, the lighting is professional, etc.
used to struggle with my skin, but
This is
finding
this again is not UGC because it's not on a phone, he's not recording it himself.
the right routine has given me.
And then this is still again not UGC, right? So that's a big difference between them and how it works step by step. So this is basically how it works, people, how to use it, how to set it up, etc. If you ever have any issues with running the workflow,
Sharing this has been a journey.
here's another example of UGC. But if you ever have any problems running the workflow and that sort of thing, then just test it step by step. But also, you've got to be careful as well because, for example, when you're running this, sometimes the APIs don't work, right? APIs can let you down. No one really tells you that on YouTube videos. But when it comes to these APIs, like sometimes, for example, Bear 3 can break or Nano Banana can break. So it's just something to be aware of as well. It's like if you have a problem and it's the API specifically is that module, for example, posting to FAL, then just try rerunning the workflow. And sometimes that works as well. So here's another example of UGC. This is again the same product, but this time we've used a female.
Sharing this has been a journey, but look, my skin feels so much better now.
So that's more like UGC style. She's holding the camera, etc. So that's basically how it works step by step. If you want to get all the workflows from today, feel free to get it inside the AI Money Lab. Link in the comments description. If you go to the classroom over here, then you're going to scroll down, click on free NA10 automation templates. And from here, you've got all these different templates. We also have, for example, workflows for podcasts, Nano Banana image generators, personalized newsletter agents, etc. You get all this stuff for free inside the AI Money Lab. If you need help, if you need support, if you want to connect with me personally, then join the AI Profit Boardroom. Inside there, we have an awesome community of people trying to help each other. One of the biggest problems with like free groups is, sometimes you get scammers or the quality is not that good. Some people are giving you advice and they've never done it before, etc. And the great thing about the AI Profit Boardroom is it just filters out serious builders, people who are serious about growing their business, saving time, making money with AI, etc. And so that's why we've built the AI Profit Boardroom. It just connects people who are really serious about automating and scaling their business with AI. And then also inside the classroom here, you get access to all these different courses, like you can see, including our best NA10 templates and workflows. There's a lot more automation stuff like there that are going to help you. And then also you can see that we've got a 6-week masterclass if you've never done this before, if you're struggling. And then additionally, you've got all these social media, email and content automations, the playbook that I use for my business personally, an agency course for landing clients. And then we have like a YouTube course as well and an AI SEO course. So anything AI related, you're going to find inside Classroom. And then additionally here inside the AI Profit Boardroom, you can jump on this weekly coaching course. We have 5 per week. And if you can't make them, you can watch them back. So thanks so much for watching. Professor Daly says, fantastic class. Look forward to seeing you in the AI Profit Boardroom. Great work. Your business is leading the pack. Appreciate you too. Thanks for all the questions and helping out today. If anyone is here watching and you want to become a client, typically we charge like $2,000 per automation. So if you are thinking about becoming a client, you want to hire us to do this stuff for you, maybe you want to save hundreds of hours, you're a busy entrepreneur, etc., then you can book in a call here. On that call, we're going to look at where you spend your time, what systems you need to build to save that time and automate stuff, and then we'll go off and implement it if you hire us. All right. So feel free to book in that call. It's completely free if you want to book it in, but it is about becoming a client, just being 100% transparent. So see you on the next one. Cheers for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.